Hello and welcome to the eSeniors GT4 really, prelude race for Season 5, which starts next week. So we're taking part in the Nürburgring this week, which is not one of the tracks on the season. That again is a deliberate decision, so people don't get used to one track or another. Don't know about the turnout today. GT4 Championship is looking a bit slim on drivers for the season up and coming, and we may be looking at swapping it if there's not enough interest. Obviously we want to see drivers on track, and we're not just talking a handful. We want grids of 30-40 people if possible, so that's what we're aiming for. Whether we get it is something completely different, but we'll see where it takes us, and we'll go from there. Now obviously we're going to be on track with people just doing pre-qualifying, but what I'm going to try and do is a continuation of what I did the other day, which is sitting on with drivers and just give you a bit of information about them, as much as I know, to be honest. It's not a case of I know every driver personally. I only tend to get to know drivers from driving on track with them or streaming, which obviously is what I'm doing at the moment. So what we'll do is we'll go on board, and we're currently on with Hugh. So Hugh's been with us now for a couple of seasons. Prefers the McLaren type of car, and he is trying to change it actually, because I think he's found the McLaren a bit slow. He's in the Ginetta today, with it being the GT4 car. We did actually run the Ginetta yesterday, and that was fun, shall we say. The Ginetta's a great little car. It's one of the few cars where you can fling it into the corners, and it's so forgiving, it'll just see you through. You can go in sideways, you'll still come out the right direction. But it does have one major flaw, and that is on the likes of Paul Ricard, it runs out of puff on the straight, which basically means it tops out and it can't go any faster, and the other cars will just go whizzing past you. So it does have its flaws, but on a track like the Nürburgring and the shorter tracks, it's a great little car, and you know, it can be quite competitive. There's a few drivers I should imagine who will drive it, if we haven't got bored from last night or the race yesterday. But there's going to be a good variation. So Derek Bird, who's going to be picking the good old Porsche. He likes his Porsche, does good old Derek. And even whether it's GT3 or GT4, he usually does stick with the Porsche. So in the Glam Rocker he is, Derek Bird in the fantastic Glam Rocker livery. And I expect him to do quite well today actually. His lap times are looking really, really good in relation to everyone else who's out there. There's always someone who's always quicker though. You know, we've got I will say a couple of aliens amongst us, and they do tend to stand out a little bit. We've also got Terry Trowbridge. So Terry's, I think Terry could possibly be the oldest member of our group. I'm not going to give his age away, but he's had a quiet summer. I don't think he's been racing much in the summer, but he does seem to be getting back into the groove. He does like the GT4 actually, and I think he wants the GT4 to stay. If if I'm being honest. So I first started racing against Terry probably in season 2 or season 3. I'm not too sure, and we were very close, very, very close. You know, there's quite a few races where it was myself and him neck and neck. Great driver, lots of respect on track, and you know, I think he knows when he's beaten, although he can put his elbows out, shall I say. But true gentleman. I had lots of chats with him offline as well, just discussing, you know, the community, the game in general, and really, really, really nice bloke. Car number 97 is the number he's had from day one. You can see he's just drifting wide a little bit there. So Andreas, one of our Swedish contingent, again he's been with the group probably from day one. If I'm being sure, he's definitely here before me, and quite interesting with Andreas. So when I joined the group, I used to just drool at how fast this guy was, because no matter what car he was in, he was always like light years ahead of myself. I mean, I was still learning the game, still learning the controls. I know you've got pedaling wheels, but you still got to learn how the game works. And he was such a consistent driver. And you know, he's now fighting with regular drivers. I think now he's been fighting with for a good few seasons now. But he always likes the Mercedes. Doesn't matter GT3, GT4. He's a Mercedes guy, and he really does like it. Hi Eric, welcome to the stream, my friend. Yeah, so he does stick with this, and I should imagine where he lives now is just starting to think about getting cold up in the in the Swedish cold places. Got Roman Mark, one of the Slovakian guys who's also with Branko. So these guys both joined at the same time. Been really good fun actually. Both him and Branko. I will come to Branko at some point. Been so quick, and you know the breath of fresh air. I'm having so many battles with Roman at the moment in relation to just keeping it on track and keeping up with him. He is such a quick driver. And you can see he's an Audi fan as well, so he is driving the Audi GT3, and you can see he's in the Audi GT4 here as well. So yeah, he always chats in Discord as well. You know, considering the language barrier is potentially there, it's good for these guys to speak actually. And then we've got one of the new guys who's joined us this year, Edward Crawford, one of the Canadian contingent, and he's not been racing with us long. He started in the summer. Mid-pack, still learning the game actually, still learning how it all works, and it might sound, as I said, bizarre, understanding the pedals, the steering. The game's got its nuances you've got to get used to as well, and them nuances, until you learn them, it can make you lose, you know, seconds per lap, you know, learning your braking, learning the angles into the corner, the angles out the corner, and it is quite significant the impact it can have on you. But what's really good is you will see these people improving, and I'm sure, you know, as the season progresses, Ed will start moving up the field and will go from, you know, where he is now to pushing people, because he's a clean driver. You know, one thing that's certain is Edward is a clean driver. I do like his team name as well, Geriatric. So Jerry and Atric, well, that's a really good name. So fair dues to Edward for that, for coming up with that name. Then got Branko. I mentioned Branko obviously being one of the other Slovakians here, and he drives various different cars, but he's picked the McLaren. He was very fast in the Ginetta yesterday, and to be honest, he's the fastest in this at the moment as well. So I expect Branko to qualify with a 205. Just put that into context, 205 in a GT4 is a really quick lap, and he pushed it yesterday in the Ginetta. I think the McLaren's probably got more about it than the Ginetta, so he's probably been running it on race fuel here. Within qualifying, he's probably going to take 4 or 5 tenths off. We might see a 204. Doubtful, but he's going to be a 205, I think, easily in qualifying there. Jeremy we've already talked about, I think, on the last introduction of the drivers. Kevin Torrance. So Kevin joined us a couple of seasons ago, but unfortunately, because of where he lives, in the NZL, New Zealand, it means really he was limited to when he could race because his ping was so bad. Since we've moved the server, as you can see, his ping is now yellow, which means he can race, and he's so grateful he can get back into it. And the thing is as well, just before he left, he started improving, and it's such a shame the fact that he just started getting into the groove that he really couldn't compete. So I'm really interested to see how he does this season. And now how he fares. Obviously, being in New Zealand, the time difference is going to be completely different to everybody else. Probably in a very similar vein to the Australians who race with us as well. So that's Kevin, and it'll be interesting to see him on track. So they're just restarting qualifying now. So obviously, I'm just riding aboard with them and talking till we get underway. So we've got basically 20 minutes. I may have a couple of people in the commentary booth with me. I'm looking for possibly Mark Rogers to come on board, and Chris Ball might join as well. So I will have another couple of wide boys, shall we say, me included, talking in the booth. Let's look at Benny. So Benny Heim, I think, is one of the German contingent, and basically he was driving the Lexus last season. Actually, he might be driving it again this season. It's weird because there's certain tracks he absolutely flies at, and then there's other tracks he seems to struggle with. But all in all, he is a good racer. You can see he's picking the Porsche. That's a nice colour Porsche. That's like a matte dark grey with luminous green stripes. So I don't know if that's an in-game one, but that's really nice, that. And what we'll do is we'll run on board with him at some point, either in the race or in qualifying, just to understand this track a little bit. It is a technical track, and it's got a couple of straights. I suppose you can call them straights, Has it got overtaking places? Yes, it has. And the reason being is I'd expect people to go off track. There's a couple of places where they'll get over rotation, and this is one of the corners. You come down here and then you turn right, and if you get the power down into this corner here, your front end will carry on as the car comes round onto the curb, so that's where you'll get it into the barrier, and that's where I'm expecting quite a few incidents actually. Mr. Christopher, well, what can I say, one of the PWS guys, but I don't know why I've not got his livery. He's going to shoot me. Oh, I know why, because my streaming machine hasn't got the latest livery pack on it, so that should be one of the new PWS liveries. So my mistake, my apologies there. You know, so from that perspective, I will just have to show them as black cars. I could sort that out, but I'll probably have to restart the game on the main monitor, which you can do, that's not a problem, but I just need to make sure I can get the livery on there. So I'm going to check first of all to see if I've got the full livery pack, and if I have got the full livery pack, I'll probably consider putting them on. Let me just see if I've got them. I've got some, but I haven't got them on this machine anyway. Right, let me see if I've got them elsewhere. I'm not going to give up. Oh, there we go. I do have them. So what I'll do, I'll copy them over and I'll restart the game. Otherwise I will be getting complaints from the drivers. Where's my livery? Into there. A few minutes while it sorts itself out, and I'll quit out the game and I'll restart in a second. So I'll go back to the track holder, so you don't get to see anything boring on my PC. But I can still carry on talking while the track holder's on, so you know it's not the end of the world, really. I do have a nice little surprise for today. I think I did mention it in Discord, but I have actually got it working. So it'll be nice. And then hopefully I'll have all the skins, the lovely skins. So the Ginetta Cup yesterday, I know Mike Molesky streamed it. It's a sponsored event by PWS, and they've picked the car, they've picked the skins. It's an invitational event, which means we don't have to be over the age of 50 to race it, as long as you've been given a firm invite by a member of the group, and it's been vetted and approved by admin. They can race with us. There is prizes at the end as well, so it's one of the few races where there's going to be prizes. So at this moment in time, I'm just going to jump out the game and I'm going to reload it. So I've got the liveries all sorted, and then we should be good to go there. So give me a second while I do this. Excuse that. Hopefully my sound's okay. If my sound was okay, can you just give me a thumbs up so I know? It's always one of these trials and tribulations. Is my sound, is my volume levels alright? And I could be chatting away to myself and I've not got a clue what's going on. But hopefully Eric just gives a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. I would say that in French if I knew what it was in French, so my apologies. You can see the game's loading up because it's pausing the YouTube stream. It tries to pull itself back. Right, just waiting for me to connect. I should have all the glorious liveries. Yeah, I'll just rush into this. Get set up, get ready to go, connect. And hopefully I'm there. Let me just check. Yeah, I'm good to go. Right, so I think I'm there. We are back. Let's wait for the stream to catch up. There we go. All looking good. So where was I on my rundown of drivers? Let me think. Oh yes, Mr. Christopher. So let's go outside so you can see now his livery is wunderbar. So Mark Christopher actually races RC cars, remote control cars. I don't know how often he does it, so excuse me ignorance on that, but I do know he races them, and I believe he's quite good. But he's also associated with PWS, Precious Washer Systems, who's one of our main sponsors of the game. It's really good having sponsors because it allows us to keep things running, the servers and things like that. You know, because we do have a website, and that's obviously hosted. There's other things we've got to pay for, ongoing costs. So it is good having this revenue just to keep things going. Otherwise, we wouldn't have what we've got, and we'd have to go racing in public lobbies, and we all hate public lobbies. Well, we don't, but you know, they're not gentlemen's agreements, are they? So I'd Mark Christopher, when he first joined, I'd quite a few battles with him. He got quicker and quicker and quicker, and we ended up racing it out for the championship in Group 2. Very, very close. Unfortunately, due to a mistake he made at Bathurst, it did cost him a little bit. But he's a very quick guy. You know, he's again, we race close on track consistently, and he's become quite a gentleman on track as well. And I do chat to this bloke a lot outside of the game. A really, really nice bloke. Let's see who else we can find. I'm just waiting for other people to turn up actually, and then you know, get the race going. Just waffling on, you know. I've talked about Melvin before, Mr. Grumpy. You can see there he's in a Group 2 PWS car. He says Mr. Grumpy, but he's a really nice bloke actually. Really, really nice bloke. We've got a car off there, Corvette. Andy Skelton. So Andy's just come back from America actually. I think he was in Florida. Well, I bet he's glad he's not there this week with the hurricane that's blowing. 150-mile-an-hour wind, I believe, Category 5. Could be wrong on that, but that sounds really scary. Trailer parks being disposed of and all sorts. So yeah, I mean, we get a bit of wind here and we panic. What they get over there is not even a comparison to what we get. So I think we're really lucky here. Andy's interesting. He speaks to me a lot in Discord as a result of things that have gone on, or he's quite a good advocate of when things don't look right. He points them out to you, and I do respect him for that. On track, I think he has cars and tracks that he favours, and you'll see him on track where he's doing an absolutely outstanding job on a track he obviously knows really, really well. In a car he knows really, really well, and he's very difficult to pass. Very, very difficult to pass, even as a Group 1 driver against him as a Group 2 driver. He's very hard to pass. He knows where to put the car. He knows where the car's fastest. But yeah, that's Andy Skelton, one of the Brits. Let's look at Mr. Bailey. Now, I've just took the skins. I don't have that one, so I don't know whether that's a brand new skin that's just been launched. But I don't have that, so that's a possibility that Martin's got a new skin that's not yet in a skin pack as a result of the Ginetta Cup yesterday, because that's obviously one of the Ginettas, and I've got a feeling that could be a Bailey's skin as well. Bailey's as in the drink, to go with his name, as in Bailey. What a lovely drink that is as well. So Martin's been with us now, I think, a season. He's gradually got quicker, and what was interesting in the last few weeks, he decided to go with the BMW again for another season. And BMW's, it's okay car, but it's dead easy to drive, dead forgiving. In some respects, I personally find it a little bit boring. I have raced it for a full season, but it was so empty while you were driving it. It was like, oh, you know, give me something with a better life, something you've got to fight with, something that you've got to force into the corners, because that's not the BMW. The BMW says, yeah, where do you want to go? Okay, I'll go there, and off it goes. So I just said to him, just give the Audi a try, because I'm racing the Audi this season, and I provided him with a setup for one of the tracks just to try. And he come back, he said he's just beaten his personal best and he knows he can go faster, and I think he's now decided it's the Audi for him, purely because the way it drives, and it's a driver's car. What I mean by that, as I said, the BMW gives you no feeling and no sense back. The Audi, you've got to really fly with the Audi, you've got to push it, but it's also got a mean side to it. So the Audi struggles coming out of corners with the setup. It's very tail happy coming out the corners, and if you hit the accelerator too hard, too early in any corner, you're a goner. A bit like the Honda actually. You've really got to get to grips with how it works, and it runs quite high diff as well, which is unusual, but that's obviously where it gets its performance from, coming out the corners. But it's a really, really nice car, and as I said, Martin's decided to pick that this season. So it'll be interesting to see where he fares on track, alongside myself, who's driving the Audi as well. Now we're getting down to a couple of drivers joining now. We're now up to 16 on track, and let's go to, just looking down the list there. I've basically covered most of these. Oh, I've got a couple I've not done yet. Laszlo and Don. Let's go to Laszlo. So Laszlo's one of the Group 1 guys. As you can see there, the team's PWS Group 1. He's actually a fast guy. You know, depending on the car and the track, he will give you a good run for your money. And he's one of these that sometimes he'll fall back, but then he comes back quite eager to try and catch you and pass you. So yeah, he's I'd say he's a really quick driver. He's also active in Discord. It's nice when you get these people from other countries who are quite happy to speak and talk in Discord, but Laszlo's certainly one of them. Jorgen's just saying in the chat, hi Jorgen, didn't CBO drive the Ginetta last season? Well, if you don't forget, Jorgen, we actually had a Ginetta Cup last season, which was on the British Isles tracks. And it made sense for him to drive the Ginetta in the GT4 because obviously he got a bonus of having to race it for the British GT Championship in the Ginetta. He did win that. I was very close behind him in second place, but he does like the Ginetta, does Chris. But as we know, unfortunately, Chris is poorly at the moment. He's got COVID, having his whole family catch it and then him saying he's not got it. He tested positive this morning, I believe. He's not feeling too well, but he might join me in the stream later on as a commentator, so it'll be good to see him. Luckily, with the wonders of technology, he's not going to be able to pass anything on to me, not unless they've decided to try and walk it down internet fibre lines and you can catch it quickly that way. But that would be shocking, wouldn't it? Be like a computer virus. So yeah, he did drive it last season, I think, as a result of the Ginetta Cup. Again, another couple of drivers have joined. I talked about Aaron last time. Let's talk about Don. Well, Don's been with us now a season, I think it is, and Don's a Group 2 racer. But he's a quick guy. Often gets caught out by other drivers, and what I mean by that, he seems to be one of the more unluckiest people on track. That's probably the best way I can describe it. He drives well. He drives sensible. Unfortunately, he tends to be where other people are having incidents. And he ends up colliding with them through no fault of his own, I must admit, and just becomes a passenger. And the number of races that have been spoilt for him as a result of him getting caught up in someone else's, disaster, if you like, it's unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. But I know he's invited a friend along to the Ginetta GT Cup as a guest, so that'll be really good. And he raced yesterday. He was pretty good, to be honest. We had a few guys who raced with us for the first time. One of them was absolutely buzzing, and they're not 50. So everyone who's on track today ideally should be 50 for obvious reasons. The invitational, as I said, is open to people under the age of 50 if they've had an invite. And the PWS owner, Darren Newton, he raced yesterday. His first comment was, everyone's got faster, because I don't think he was expected to finish where he did, but apparently he was buzzing all night on how much he enjoyed it, and his father was racing as well. So I think Darren's in his 40s. If I got that wrong, Darren, my apologies. But his father, I think he's called John. Obviously he's going to be probably 20 years older, so him and his father were on track, and yeah, he was absolutely buzzing. So he will be allowed to race in the PWS because obviously he's sponsoring it. He's picked the car. We picked the tracks because we did the Wheel of Fortune, if you like. So yeah, that's so Don Harvey's got a friend joining the Ginetta Cup, and yeah, we really need as many people in the Ginetta as we can to make it a fun championship. I'm hoping we're going to have 30 to 40 cars on track because there's prizes. It might be an incentive to people as well, or we'll see. We can't say everybody's going to be happy with it. We're hoping people can be happy with it and put the racing on track. I don't know too much about Kenny in the BMW there. Kenny is new, actually. I think he joined in the summer. But what I will say is he's quick. He's definitely one of the quick guys. And I think the other day in the GT3 he took off at Nürburgring on Monday. I think he was in a McLaren at the time, and he absolutely disappeared into the distance. He was just so quick. So I think he's going to be one of the aliens, and consequently we'll see where he sits at the end of the season, or part way through the season, as we start looking at the races as they go on. So a bit more in the chat. Terry Howard's joined us. Hi Terry. Are you sitting on that bench in front of the pool, or are you back inside now? Or even more destroying for myself, are you sat at a pub with a nice cold chilled beer, or after a game of golf or something? Any of the above? Yeah, we're jealous. Let's face it, we're jealous. But you'll be back before you know it, back on track, enjoying yourself. We know that. So we've got 5 minutes left to qualify in, and then we'll go to official qualifying, and there's going to be 18 cars on track unless there's any last minute additions to that. So what we'll do is, I'm not going to go too much for the next 5 minutes because I want to do it as part of the qualifying session. And just what else is going on? Yeah, everyone giving Chris Bourne their get well soon. So, who do I think's going to win this today? If I'm honest, I think it's going to be walked. Who do I think's going to walk it? This guy, Branco. I don't think there's anyone fast enough on track to keep him up. I will say that's until I've seen Kenny, Kenny Felstedt, running in his car. Flenstedt, sorry, one of the Swedish guys, because he is quick. But I don't know how he compares in the GT4 compared to Branco, so we could have a really good battle up front. Who's going to be in second place? So, whoever's first there, the opposite will be in second. So I'm saying Branco and possibly Kenny, or Kenny and Branco. So I'm not going to commit too much to that until halfway through the race when I've got a better understanding of where they're up to. Third, now this is where it gets difficult, because I've got a decision here between two drivers. Roman Mark, this driver here, and his car comes round the corner. Oh, he's pitted, that's why. Roman Mark in the Audi. Obviously, that's the car I'll be driving. And the other one, who I think is going to have a good race today, is Mr. Glam Rocker himself, Eric Bird. So I think they're going to be battling out for third and fourth respectively. So then it gets a bit more tricky. It's very difficult for me to start thinking who is likely to get next. Based on who's on track at the moment, I'm going to go for, and in fact, I'm going to write this down. I'm going to write this down just to see how close I am towards the end. And I'll take anybody else's offers. So I'm going to go for, I'm going to go for Branco first. I'm going to go for Kenny second. I'm going to go for Roman third. Sorry, Derek. But I'm going to go for Derek. Okay, I'm then going to go for, out of who's on track at the moment, I'm going to go for Mr. Mark Christopher, PWS, because I believe he drives his car really, really well. Then it gets tricky. It gets really tricky. So I'm not too sure who is going to be the quickest next. So you've got a couple of options. My options would be, the next fastest person on track is a toss-up between, let me find the name, Laszlo. So I'm going to go Laszlo next. And then Martin Bailey. Obviously, this is all about no incidents. If there's an incident, it could write all these off. But I think that's quite a gamble to go for the first 7 drivers off the bat. Back to the chat. Yeah, you're on your balcony. Cheers, Terry. Thanks for that. Bloody freezing here. Hi, Maverick. Which GT4 car is the easiest to drive? Good question, Jorgen. I mean, I've driven a good portion of them. I'll tell you which is the hardest. The Maserati. And why is it the hardest? No traction control, no ABS. And we've just gone to official qualifying, so I reckon that's going to be Mark Christopher running out the Pits first, there you go. That was absolutely spot on. And what we'll do, I'll get Mark Christopher up on another screen. And what I'm going to do is go on board with Mr. Christopher here and show you something different. There you go. So we're on board with Christopher, and we can also see what he's doing in relation to his position on track. So picture in picture. So the GT4, which is easiest to drive, Jürgen, I've got to say it's probably the Ginetta. And the reason why I say the Ginetta is because you can fling it into the corners and it comes out the corner. Some of the others are a bit twitchy. The Porsche can be twitchy. The Porsche is meant to be the best all-rounder though. So if you want to pick a car that will see you through most of the tracks and give you good times, the Porsche is the car to pick. But I think the Ginetta is the easiest one. The Alpine's not supposed to be too bad. It's quite a nimble car, the Alpine. But I think the Ginetta's the easiest to drive, but it's just not the fastest. The Porsche is a good all-rounder. So on his next lap, I'll give you a rundown of the lap itself, the corners. Go through the corner names with you. Try and explain the pros and cons of each corner, and that's purely down from my experience. You may do things in a completely different way, and if that's the case, I fully accept that. That's not going to be a problem for me. Okay, but I will accept the fact that, you know, you take corners differently. You might have a different braking point to me. I think I'm going to see a 205 qualifying today, and I think it'll be Branco. I think Christopher will get a 206.5, 206.6 perhaps. I know he's done a 206.3. Okay, so he's just coming around the final curve now. I'll give you its name later on. Watch this space. And this is flat out now. Tyres won't have warmed up yet. It is quite cold at the Nürburgring. We're running real weather this season, so it will take him 2 laps, but this will give you an idea. So he's coming down the straight, and he'll come into the Castrol S, which is the sharp right-hander where you brake at the 100 metre or just before and try and cut the apex as much as possible without going beyond track limits, and then you're coming up to the Mercedes arena. Get the car left, keep it to the inside, then drift the car ever so slightly to the right and try and get the power on within track limits, and then you've got to pick your braking point here to get the car to settle on the inside. Keep it on the inside as close as possible so you can get the power and the power down to the right hander here. Ease off the throttle, then floor it within track limits. It's quite cruel on track limits there. And now we're coming up to what is RTL. So on the inside, you want to keep the car left and then drift the car right a little bit, then back left to take the corner on the right, which is the Ford curve. Get the power down as soon as possible. Car will naturally go left. If you get the timing wrong there, you will be in the wall on the right, and this is flat out down here into the Dunlop curve. So you brake in around here, get the braking point down, get the gears shifted down, get the car to rotate into the corner and power down halfway through the corner so the car naturally drifts left. Move the car to the right hand side, stealing a bit of curb into the Michael Schumacher S's, and cut the curb on the left, ease off, then power down. You can't do the same as you can in the GT3, the cars just don't allow you to do it. And then we come up to the Kumo curve now. Keep the car right, brake around the 100 metres, cut the corner as much as possible, get the car to drift right, then get the power down, get the car to the left, and ease off into the next corner and get as much out the corner as you want. This is called a bit curve, and then we're flying down here flat out into the Hatzenbecksbogen, right-hander, full tilt. Get the car to the right-hand side. You're braking between the 100 and 150 marker into Wiedel. Braking hard into third gear. Cut the corner, get the power down early, and then this takes you into the final corner, which is the Coca-Cola curve, and you're looking to stay at the apex of the corner and get the power down as you start exiting the corner so you can make a good exit onto the straight. So let's see where that takes Mark. So he's looking at about a 207 there. Yeah, 207.1. So he's got time to gain, and Roman Mark did a 206.6. So a couple of good times out the back there. Let's pick someone else who we don't normally drive on board with. Let's go on board with Don Harvey. Okay, so Don is one of the Group 2 drivers. I'm just watching where he is. So he's coming down the fast bit. This is still his out lap, so we'll stay on board with him for the next lap. And he's coming up to what will be Wiedel. Braking hard. Yeah, same position, getting into third gear, cutting the corner, getting the power down nice and early, keeping the car to the right and into the Coca-Cola curve. off he goes. So this will be his first flying lap. This will give us an indication. Actually, that's his official lap, 207.4. So that was a good lap by Don. So he's only 3/10 off Mark Christopher. Let's jump on board with Mr. Bailey. Mr. Bailey's partial way around the lap. He's currently 9/10 up of his best. He's now a second up. He's gaining time all the time. So I would expect Martin to be in the 206s. I think he did a 206 in the Ginetta yesterday. This corner's the one you've got to get right or wrong. And Dimitri's joined us. Dimitri Stathis has joined us on track. He's the 19th car to join. So he is going to get a couple of laps in this time. So you'll see a brake at a similar place to Mark, get the car rotated around the corner and trying to get the power on. Now you can use first here. All depends on how you feel the car settles. First and second both work. I couldn't tell you which gives you the best drive, but first seems to give you the traction. You'll be looking to cut the corner, then get the power down early and pointing the car into the corner, which is exactly what he's doing. So he's currently 4 seconds up. So he's on for a 2:08 at the moment, but that time is coming down massively as he comes into each corner. So Branko's done a 2:06.4. So he's only 4.5 seconds. I expect him to gain a lot of time coming into the last bit here. Otherwise, he's only on a 2:08. I presume he's going to get a braking point here and gain a load of time. Not at all. He was as quick as that before. In fact, he was losing time on his previous lap. A bit late on the power there. You can see the car just didn't want to turn in. It was just sliding more. Still not a bad lap time, don't get me wrong. He's done a 2:08.4. Let's jump on board with Melvin. So Melvin's in the Corvette. This isn't Melvin, sorry. One screen's Melvin. He's moved. That's why. Let me go back to Melvin. We're on board with Melvin now. And we have someone joining me.
Yeah, you do.
I do. It's Mr. Board.
Good evening.
How are you doing, fella? How are you feeling?
A bit better. I had a nice long nap, so yeah, all good at the moment. Thank you very much.
Are you taking anything, or is it just living with it?
I just live with it, I think, isn't it? I should be drinking some alcohol as suggested in the Discord channel.
Oh, the good old whiskey.
Well, I shall be endeavouring later on.
You'll be asleep, yeah. That's the way to do it.
I'm just trying to catch up, yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. Hi, Arthur. Hi, John. I can hear myself coming back, Chris.
Can you?
Yeah. Oh, stop now. No, I'm not. When I'm speaking, I can hear myself coming back through my headset.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody could have heard that themselves on the stream, or I could hear myself a bit like, ooh, I've got an echo. Anyway, where were we? So I think this was Melvin, if I'm not mistaken. So Melvin's not gaining time here. I'm going to go to Kenny Flenstead. So Kenny's 4/10 up, and his best is a 2:06.7. So Kenny's one of the ones I've got down on the list. Branko's currently not letting me down. As I said, Branko down first and Kenny. So let's see where this takes us.
Yeah, Branko's a bit of a GT4 legend, isn't he? He loves them.
Yeah, I've named the first 7 positions. That's ambitious.
Very ambitious. 7.
Yeah, that's based on no incidents. So, and that's with who was on track at the time. So I've got Branko down to win. Because I don't think you're not on track, so there's no one to race. There's no one who's going to compete with him from a lap time perspective. Although I was going to say Roman Mark would, but as he's a second better off than Roman for the best lap time, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, we think we know the McLaren is probably the one to be in GT4s, but
yeah, let's
the Audi's 7 gears, a bit of a struggle, isn't it?
You won't use the Audi 7th here. In fact, there's not many places you can use it. You even struggle using it at Bathurst. I'm just
Good to see a lot of Ginettas out on track, which is good.
Yeah, they're all preparing for the Ginetta Cup. Yes. Terry, I asked Chris, how sick are you? He said he was in bed with his sister, joking.
Cheers, Terry.
So on board with Edward here, he's 4/10 up. Crawford, at least he's doing a clean lap at the moment. Yeah, I can still hear myself.
He must be, but it's weird, isn't it? Can't understand it.
Good run here in the Corvette. He's lost a 10th, but he's still up. Even for any driver, no matter where they are on the grid, just gaining a bit of time is a really positive plus point. Yeah, he's gained a bit of time through there. He's took that a lot faster. He's got this corner nailed, and then he'll be up.
I'll go and push the talks for a minute, see if that helps out.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I can't hear myself now. Hey. So he did manage to get a lap in. Let's jump on board with Hugh Morris. So Hugh is in the Ginetta, the Bag Plus Ginetta. He's 8/10 up. So just see if he does anything better here. He's done a 207.7. Now, the top four's not how I envisaged it at the moment. We've got 3 minutes left to go. But I think Branco's calling it a day. I mean, no one's going to catch that lap. A 205.4. He's done two 205.4s lap after the other there, and he's nearly a full second faster than Roman. 1.2 seconds faster than Kenny, and 1.3 seconds faster than Derek. Terry Trowbridge has jumped in there. That's kind of spoilt me. My little plaid a little bit. Mr. Trowbridge getting in there.
Never underestimate the Trowbridge.
Yeah, he's he wasn't. No disrespect, Terry. He just wasn't. It wasn't on my list.
Look what he's in.
He's in the Macca. Yeah, he's not gaining here. Let's go to Heban, New Zealand, in the beefy Corvette, the only GT4 that sounds like a car.
That's a proper race car.
It
Proper
is.
race car, isn't it?
Yeah. Pity it can't go around corners, but then again, not many can. Just got a great engine sound on it.
Yeah, I really like being inside it. It's really good. It's a fun. Well, if you can cope with the front end not turning, then it's got a fun car.
Yeah. 2/10 up is Kevin. Power down nice there. Will that give him another 10th?
Aaron's 7/10 up at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just looking where Aaron is. Yeah, he's a couple behind it, isn't he? So.
Ooh, he's really pushing on, but yeah.
Yeah, Dimitri's one second up as well. He's not been on long, Dimitri, so he's probably still trying to learn the car from yesterday. Yeah, he just went a bit wide in the exit there. He'll be 7/10 up, 6/10 up. I think he'll drop that down to 5/10. Is he going to move up? He's moved up into 12th place. So let's go on board with Dimitri. Dimitri's in the baby Aston. We've got Aaron and Dimitri in the baby Aston. And he's 1.1 seconds up.
It is quite smart, isn't it? All being in the Ginetta, it's quite a smart tactic to do.
Well, I said that it gives you another view of the GT Ginetta, doesn't it, for the racing?
And what you learn on the Tuesday, you can put right on the Wednesday.
You can, and I think you'd raced the Ginetta last season in the GT4, didn't you?
Yeah.
And because you had the Ginetta Cup, and I think that put you in good stead as well.
Plus, it's one less car to tune to tweak.
Yeah. So Dimitri there did 209, but he's still back of the grid.
Mark's not giving up on 5th place yet. He's
Yeah, I did have Mark down as 6th actually. I had. Hold on, did I have him down as 5th? I had Mark Christer as 5th. So if Mark goes 5th, that means we top 5 are right, just not necessarily in the right order.
I feel Kevin's doing that himself with disjustice there, because he's in the Chevy. I mean, there must be a worse car we can give him than a Chevy, because he does like driving the weird cars.
Yeah, but it's one of them, innit? one of them where the engine and the big V8 engines are bigger over there, aren't they? America, sorry, Australia, and New Zealand. They're all V8s, aren't they?
If there was a worse car, he'd be in it. You know, he would be in it.
We're on board with Mr. Christopher. He's currently almost 1/10 up, and he needs a 1/10 and a half to jump Terry. Okay, so there's his 2/10, 2.5. He's got it at the right time. He's going for 3/10. He needs to keep it together here. Oh, he's just losing it. He needs to power down sooner rather than later there. Yeah, he's just lost a little bit. He needs to get this corner nailed and get the exit right. He just seemed to drift it in a little bit there. That's cost him. He's now not moving. The clock's going the wrong way.
But how will he have big balls into the chicane? That's the thing.
You can nail it, can't you, and just get the car. Well, basically, you nail it and pray, don't you?
Yeah, you can either go full chat and just close your eyes.
He's done
well.
well.
You come out at the end of it.
He's done well there. He's gained 2/10 in that little them two corners alone. So yeah, how big are his kahunas here? Oh!
Massive cut.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say they were a bit on the large side. Hi, Nikos. I think I've included everyone. Yeah. So, just wait for the server to bounce over. God knows how long it's going to take, because it's usually a couple of minutes, isn't it? So we'll do the intro. Back now.
Yeah, my daughter's on her way back. My wife got it Friday, Saturday. Me and my son both got it positive today. Well, some was yesterday and I was today. Just been catching up all week with me. I've been feeling it since Monday, so. Right.
So just waiting for the server to go to quad to official race, and then we'll do the grid walk. As I'm just waiting for them both to both machines to click over to race. So I don't know how long it's going to be. It's usually about 30 seconds from this point, so we'll see, and then we'll do a grid walk just while you're watching the Michael Schumacher S banner fly through. Right, and we're just about to go, so just let me get into the position of doing the grid walk. A couple of cars in the air. They just don't care. I'm sure there's a song around that somewhere. And there we go. So,
in the other day.
Right, so just going the grid walk, we've got Branko Bezjak in the McLaren number 28. We've then got Derek, who managed second place in the Porsche. That kind of ruins my grid. Then we've got Roman Mark in third place in the Audi. And we have Kenny Flenster in the Porsche number 4. And have Terry Trowbridge in the McLaren and Mark Christopher in one of the Ginettas. There's many Ginettas today. We then have Laszlo Nemeth in the number 7 Ginetta, sorry, in the number 712 Ginetta, and we have Don Harvey in the number 59. We then have Hugh Morris in the Bagpuss Ginetta and Jeremy in the McLaren. We then have Melvin in Ginetta, and we have Kevin Torrance in the Corvette. We then have Bennyheim in the Porsche, and we have Martin Bailey in the Ginetta, Andreas Pettersson in the Mercedes, Dimitri Stathis in the Baby Aston. We then have the second Baby Aston of Aaron Shannon, and Edward Crawford in the other Corvette. And at the back we have Andy Skelton, who is in the last Ginetta. So I'm just going to reclaim my mouse.
30 seconds.
Which I've got back, and we'll go to Helicam with Derek. And what I'll do is I'll split the screen, and I'll go to Helicam towards the back on the other screen. So we get a good mix, shall we say, of cars. So it'll either all kick off or it'll all go quietly. So Craig's just seen a stag. Okay.
Yeah, I was unsure about that.
I didn't quite. Yeah, I'm not really going to try and comment on that.
Where are you, Craig?
Yeah. Nope.
I think Andy's glad to get back from Florida this week because there's storms out there.
I actually said that before, but he's glad he's home now as opposed to coming home next week. 150-mile-an-hour winds, I think, Category 5, isn't it?
So he was right on the front, so
Yeah.
he would have copped that on his doorstep.
Absolutely, he'd have been blown home.
No amount of whiskey would have solved that one.
Yeah. So here we go, coming up to the start now. This could be anyone's. Derek's looking to steal a bit of an inch there. Ready to go.
Oh, Roman's doing his defending.
Yeah, don't really want any carnage, do we? Branko's made a good start there. Derek's going to keep it clean on the outside. Kenny's looking like he's going to go for that gap, but that door's been shut. And are we going to see anything going on at the front? We're not indeed. And there doesn't appear to be anything going on towards the back. Wow, well.
There you go, slow with the car.
I never. They've all managed to get through. There was contact between Laszlo. Whoa! That's Mr. Terry Trowbridge there deciding he wants to...
Yeah. Visit the grass, okay.
Yeah, he made contact with another car, with Mark Christer, I think. And consequently, he ended up going deep, but I think he was braking very, very late. So let's just stick on board with Terry here. Because he's... that'll have got his pulse going, I think. Oh, and there's contact there. The Porsche of Benny got hit by the Corvette of Edward, I think. Yep, there's a little bit of a touch there, but they are all still running. No one has yet gone off track. Roman's putting pressure on Derek, and Kenny's putting pressure on Roman. So anything could happen there. And what I'm going to do...
our tyres are not quite up to scratch yet.
They're not indeed, so that's also going to be a problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this battle between Hugh Morris and Jeremy, because we've got a battle going on there as well. I think Kevin's putting Hugh Morris under pressure. For the little window, you can see that battle.
And he went down inside the Chevy and come off. The Porsche that come off a lot worse than the Chevy.
Oh dear.
It just bounced off like it wasn't even there.
Yeah. And Andy Skelton's pushing, but he's pushing off the track as opposed to on it. So let's stick with Terry on the little window. Because yeah, I think actually what we'll do is we'll go to the wing of Martin Bailey, because you can see there's a bit of a trek. Let's go to Roman.
Branko is scampering away.
Terry's really pushing Martin. Let's go to the Helicam on that one actually, because yeah, Terry's really pushing Martin. Branko's 2 seconds clear already as it stands. Kenny brakes really late in that Porsche. Are we going to see a pass? Is Terry going through the upside inside?
Marbles.
Yeah, I think we saw that one coming, didn't we? Let's just do a quick replay of that, because I think we all saw that one coming.
We're not playing Tron Terry, sorry.
You could see it coming because he'd already decided he was committed to the corner. So he gets a really good run here. At that point, you think he's won it. Now, his funny thing is he's braking very early.
Yeah, he's right on the marble side as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Dirt is.
Yeah. Off they go. Anyway, everyone survived. Nothing to see here and all that. Andreas is putting pressure on Edward now. So Andreas in the Mercedes. So Edward's looking down the rear guard there with a nice Trans Am logo on the back. So you've then got the Aston of Aaron, and then Andy Skelton's caught them up in the Ginetta. So Andy's done well there, actually. He's closed that gap really, really well.
Ginetta power, that's what that is.
Yeah. They're all going wide in the same corners, though. Have you noticed? Been a bit of a little change midfield. These two are battling it out, and Laszlo has just managed to pass Don. No contact, very clean, the pair of them. Roman's still putting pressure on Derek, so what I'll do is I'll go to the split screen and let you see that battle going on as well. So we've got Roman at the back and Derek at the front on the little window.
Yeah, Roman wants pass, doesn't he? Roman wants to be back up.
Yeah, he wants to chase Branko down, and Branko's just done a 2:06.1. It's not bad for race pace, is it?
Yeah, staggering.
There we go. Are we going to see Don get back past Laszlo? He's definitely got the inside line. Who's going to brake first? Laszlo.
Mano.
Laszlo had his brakes on really early there. Up coming round the corner, and car 55 gets the power on. 59 gets the power on. So Don's now back in front of Laszlo. Great little battle, that. Great little battle. Let's go to... I'm keeping that other one on. They already caught a back marker up. I thought I'd seen them pass a back marker then, Branko and that. I don't think they have. I thought I saw it, but obviously they mustn't have done. Okay, let's go to the front and see what's going on at the front.
I thought you were doing a dinosaur joke then.
What was that? What would that have been?
What you call dinosaur with no eyes?
No idea. That's a reindeer. Oh, we've had it.
Do you think he saw us?
All right. What do you call it? What do you call him with no legs?
Anything you like, he can't catch you.
Hey, it was still. Do you think he saw us? But what's happened to Edward? Edward's he went off, but he's still going. So
don't worry, we're working our gags next time.
Yeah. Oh, we've had a bit of a... Oh, dear. What's going on there, then? That was... I think there was a bit of movement going on there. I just happened to go at the right time. So Martin is in the Aston, isn't he? No, Martin's in the Ginetta. And that's... trying to work out who that is. In the...
Paul's wrong place, wrong time.
Well, that car's gone wide. The Aston's gone wide. Martin's going up the inside, so Martin's made contact initially, and then that's just an unfortunate series of events. And Terry sees the waters part in front of him, goes for the pair of them. Yeah, that was unfortunate. That really unfortunate.
A 2:05.7.
Yeah, it's not good. That is it.
Branko, slow down. Come on.
Yeah. I've still got these three cars coming up here, so obviously that Porsche will have received a bit of damage. Are we going to see a pass coming down here now where we've got Andreas and the Aston behind him of Aaron? So Dimitri it was in the Aston before who had contact. Hopefully he didn't hit the wall too hard. I can get going again. Gap at the front has broken up a little bit. It's not looking too bad at the front now. Yeah, you can see there, nice little gap between the three of them. Branko's disappearing into the distance.
Anyone for top three though? The top three's not quite settled yet, is it?
No.
One slight get on the curb a little bit.
Well, I think
awkwardly.
Yeah, the corner they've just gone through. That's the corner that puts me in the wall. If you get the power down on the curb too early,
I had that last night. I did a couple of times last night, but I kept my foot on, and yeah, okay, I survived that one again.
Yeah, the first one I hit the wall. The second one I held it, but I let Christopher catch me. He didn't pass me luckily, but he did catch me as a result of it. But yeah, that's the only corner I struggle with on here. Just getting the power down at the right point in time.
Like it claimed a few victims last night.
Yeah, there you go. Melvin's looking racy here after Kevin. So Melvin's really looking to go for his complex. Melvin's took the angle really well there. Kevin's managed to get the angle right coming out of the corner. This is it, isn't it? This little bit here.
Yeah, this one, yeah.
Yeah, if you get it wrong, there's that wall waiting for you. Derek's holding off Roman really well, isn't he? I mean, Roman's putting pressure on him, 4/10, but Derek's holding him off really well.
Yeah, I think the pulse gets out the corners quite well, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah, it seems to it seems to be stronger on the acceleration out of the corners. Melvin's teeing him up here, I think.
Melvin can't sit over the over his red lights.
Yeah, I was going to say, he sat there at the exhaust level, isn't he? He's not gaining on it, though.
No, the Chevy's good and straight, isn't it?
And then there's Terry coming up behind them. He's going to join the party in a minute.
I guarantee Melvin's working twice as hard as the car in front.
Let's go back to this one. We've got Roman's really putting it on now. Really putting it on. And I think Kenny wants part of this. Kenny's gone very deep. You can see the lines Kenny left in the road as he went round the corner. Oh, there's been something going on here. What's gone on there? There's been a... I don't know who it was, but there's been a couple of cars involved.
Andreas and Mr. Crawford, I think.
Yeah, so Andreas... I don't know whether someone's gone loose earlier. Oh, it's Andreas. Oh, he's trying to take a shortcut. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Oof.
Did the back get away from him on the other side of the road?
It did, yeah. It really got away from him there. Unfortunate. Let's go back to the front. I think this is where the battle's going to be. To be honest, there's a few battles all over, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a couple of the different battles and put them on.
Let's have some rear wing cam on Derek's rear wing.
You want Derek Wing's rear cam?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
See the Audi close on brakes. And
the Audi GT4 is not as good on the brakes, actually.
No, I know, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I had a quick go and I thought, do you know what? I can't be bothered with that thing.
Yeah, I did give it a go at Kyle Army, and yeah, it was one of them. You know what? I'm having the Ginetta. Not gaining though, is he, on the straight? Not moving at all.
No, that Porsche is, yeah, rapid.
I will say though, I don't think the GT4s get the same toe as the GT3s, and I don't know why. They just don't seem to gain on the straight. Maybe it's just the power output's just not. Oh, that Porsche is twitchy at the back there. Kenny was really twitchy.
Yeah, but he's trying. He's trying to catch him up.
Yeah, but he keeps overdoing it, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's the worst thing you can do, isn't it? Just bring yourself in slowly.
And there's been a pass. Oh, Melvin and Kevin look like they're still going at it. They're still going at it.
And who's in the background lurking?
Yeah. Oh, one's gone. Melvin's made the pass. Let's go to that one. That looks a bit of fun as well. Has he made the pass there? No, he's not giving up. Not giving up. Kevin's not giving up to Terry here.
Terry's got the inside, but
oh,
the Chevy's on twitch.
Oh, yeah, he got hit. He got hit. Terry hit him there. Yeah, he should have relinquished the position, Terry, to be honest. He gained as a result of a bump, so that's definitely a bump pass.
On my screen, there was a gap there between them.
No, I can see it.
Yeah, I see the damage come up.
Yeah, but I saw the incident come up as well.
I seen that come up. I was like, hey, the car's gone off somewhere.
Yeah. Right, let's go back to the front. This battle is not. In fact, look at the battle now. It's changed.
Pressure's been put on the back of Roman.
Has indeed. He's now steering down the barrel of a Porsche Assault. God, he's quick through there, isn't he?
The big kahunas.
Yeah. It's almost like, right, my tyres are right now.
Not worried about the outcome.
I mean, the Audi's quick, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't have the braking ability.
Yeah, I think the Porsche's a real good all-rounder, isn't it? Real good.
Yeah. I think I said that at the beginning. It's one of the best cars in the GT4 class because there's not one track it dislikes. There's not one track where it struggles. You know, it's if you're going to do a championship, you do it in the Porsche because you've got the probability is going to be for you.
I think the Mac is probably the better one, but the Porsche is probably more, yeah, like you say.
Melvin's made it past. I don't know what's going on here, but there seems to be Terry's not giving up, and they're battling the hell out of each other here. And in fact, Hugh Morris is gaining on Jeremy as well. So Bagpuss is catching up to the men without hats. And you'd expect that McLaren on the straight to drop the Ginetta, but this track suits the Ginetta really well.
Yeah, it doesn't get to its top speed, does it?
No.
Which we all know is 150, 151.
Yeah, and then it starts coughing and spluttering. Nurse, nurse.
I still have nightmares of Mark Rogers weaving in front of me on a Ricard straight because he knew I couldn't catch him up.
Yeah. Oh, Kenny. Oh, dear. Kenny's had a bit of an off, and that's going to cost him dearly. He's gone off on a funny position. Oh, he's gone deep there. Oh, he's done too much in the Schumacher S's, hasn't he? He's gone wide and the Schumacher S is coming up. He's pushed. He's now pushed into here.
Curb, he?
No, he's pushed it too much there. He's lucky he never hit the wall there. It's so easy to lose it. And Mark Christopher's seeing that in front and thinking, oh, chances.
Well, I've noticed that going through the centre actually kills your tyres as well. Deflates your tyres a bit.
It does. It does seem to. I mean, they don't run hot anyway. They're only running between 70 and 80 at the best of times. And I think going on the grass or going in the sand, they just seem to just lose everything. Not that they've got much traction at these temperatures anyway. Hughes not gaining on Jeremy.
It's the brakes for gets bit, isn't it, to close up, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at that. Really caught up. He's kept the power down as well. Oh, there's been these two are still passing each other. In fact, I'm going to put that one on the little window, and then we'll keep on board with Hugh here. So Terry and Melvin are going at it hammer and tongs, really.
I was quite shocked actually the top speed of the Ginetta, because it's got quite a fairly big engine in it, but it just hasn't got the legs on it.
Which one is it? Is it the V6 or the V8?
I think it's 2.7 or 3.7 in size engine. I think it's 2.7.
Because there's a G55 and a G53. The 55's the V8, isn't it?
Yeah, this isn't the V8. That's the GT3 one, isn't it? The V8 one. I think.
No, it's a GT4. They don't have a GT3 Ginetta.
Oh, they used to.
Yeah, I think that was a G6. I think that was a 66 actually.
But yeah, despite its engine capacity, it just hasn't got the gearing.
Yeah, I think that's where it's failing, isn't it? It's the gearing. Right, I'm going to jump forward on the big screen because we've got another battle going on. Roman's caught Derek up again, and meanwhile Branko's 10 seconds clear at the front, and we've still got Melvin being hassled by Terry. He's going for it. Is he going to make it stick? No, Melvin's got the inside line. As you can see, these two are coming through T1. Roman's not giving up. So McLaren definitely it does appear to be quicker than Melvin's driving the Ginetta, but the Ginetta seems to have what it needs when it needs it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, to get out.
I think if
it
Terry
squirts out and stops, it's short. The brake distance is a lot shorter than the other things.
I mean that angle there.
But also we've got Melvin in it.
Yeah. Like trying to pass a double decker bus in it twice as wide. So I had enough control in one screen. I've got two here now. Roman sticking to Derek. So the thing that's going to let Roman down is the Audi's brakes. I think while Derek's in the Porsche at the front of him, he's always going to be laughing. So I'm just going to change the view to Hugh Morris and put this to the cam, because Hugh Morris is now gaining on Jeremy again. He got very, very close a second ago. I am keeping track of the other times as well.
So I think with this circuit, it's a very difficult place to, not many places to pass unless you send it.
Yeah. For the sake of
and I think
out there.
the GT4s are fairly even, I suppose, really, as well, in terms of their.
Yeah, they don't seem to suffer the same.
Because the whole lap.
Yeah, they don't seem to suffer the same sort of bopping, and I've never seen a GT4 get bopped. Have you ever noticed?
Yeah, no, I haven't, no. Is it the one series that actually got right then?
Well, I just don't think they've played with it, yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's exactly it, yeah. Jeremy's really pushing in front of Hugh there. He was all over the place. He's not giving in. Through the chicane, he absolutely floored it, Jeremy. Wanting to pass Derek, isn't he? Here, really wanting to get past Derek, but Derek's wily, isn't he? He just can't get past him.
Yeah, I think him and Melvin have been having chats.
Yeah. And there's Terry trying to gain on Melvin. That battle's not giving up either.
I think it'd be the last 10 minutes where we see things going pear-shaped for a few people.
Yeah. Hi Peter. Hi Paolo. Welcome to the stream, guys. Oh, is he gonna pass him there, do you think? Is that a pass coming up? Yeah, he's made it clear this time, Terry. Has he done it? I think he's done it, Manny. Terry.
Yeah, he's got it done.
Yeah, he's made it past. Now I think we'll see Terry scamper off a little bit. Now he's got past him. Yeah, I think we'll see Terry disappear now. What we'll do is we'll do something different. Go to the wing cam of Derek's car. There you go.
Oh, something different.
Look at that. Both cars. Wing cam of Derek. Cockpit of Roman. That's novel. To see both elements of it, then the braking and the acceleration. Yeah, Roman's fast through there. He's really quick through there. Derek's quite tentative in comparison. But this is where the Porsche seems to get it. It's much more nimbler through there and seems to get the power down earlier. Look at the difference there. Hughes caught Jeremy up again, but I'm just keeping an eye on that. I might switch to that.
Whoa, that's close.
I think he got it wrong a little bit there, didn't he?
Well, Derek's in that great position, isn't he? He's like, well, I'm in front. You've got to really pull something out of the bag to get past.
Yeah, you've got to go around me. I ain't moving. Derek takes that corner quite tight, doesn't he? I try and take that corner wide to get the power down. But maybe he can put the power down in the Porsche. Whoa! Well, I thought he was going off then. Bit of lag.
Yeah, I had a Branco lag on this straight going into the final chicane last night. I was about 0.5 there. Suddenly I was like 0.2 up. So, whoa, it was laggage last night.
Let's go just have a quick look at Hugh. Hugh's
Back push has spoken up again.
Yeah, he's after the men without hats. And then every time we go to them, Jeremy seems to get his foot down and disappear. Dimitri's off. What's happened with Dimitri? Oh, he's just running slow.
So are they catching Mr. Crawford up? Or am I going mad here?
Where are we talking now?
Crawford's in 19th.
Crawford? Yeah, they are. No, they've already passed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's Mark Christopher next, isn't it? go to Christopher and go on board with Christopher himself. And we should see Mr. Crawford coming round this bend, I think. There he is, in fact, yeah. Well, back markers are us. They've already dispatched 4 or 5. Really shifted, aren't they? Quite a few in the Ginetta, Peter. It's half the fields in Ginetta. Yeah, I'll put the car manufacturer up so you can see who's in the Ginetta. There you go. 7 cars in the Ginetta, 7 people in the Ginetta. Roman's getting close to Derek again. I'm going to switch back to that battle. ESeniors request for a Brands Tower for a moment. I've already done it. Beat you to it. Sorry, Nikos. Beat you to that one, my friend. And the gaps are still there. See, Hugh's not giving up on Jeremy, actually.
No, he's like, oh, I've got the boss in front. I've got. How do I do this with the boss? How do I play this?
Yeah. What is it you call it? A rash.
Jeremy getting the rash cream out later.
Yeah. He didn't ask
fur from the back bus.
He didn't ask ages though, Craig, because I was looking at the stream at the time, and when Peter said, "Is anyone in the jet tonight?" I put it up on the screen. So there you go,
Craig.
Craig.
Was still stag watching.
I think he was still stag watching. Yeah. Ooh, Hugh's late there, but oof.
Oh, but is he low? Is Hugh late or is
Jeremy
early?
Early? Yeah, that's the point, isn't it? I think you're right there.
Who's wearing what stopwatch?
Roman's not giving up on Derek. He's really not giving up on Derek. See if we can get that other.
Roman's been fantastic the last 2 months, hasn't he? He's really got the grips of it now.
No, wrong one. That should have been there. There you go. Back to the.
Can imagine the Branco household, Mark household, actually studying form. Whoa, they're close.
Yeah. He's trying to get that corner. In fact, there was contact, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually made contact there.
Roman's like, okay, this is how it's going to be, is it? Derek's like, okay.
Yeah.
The wing mirrors are out.
Let's jump on board with Kevin on the other window, and let's put him at the front. Well, he can, because he's getting pressured by Kevin. Kenny Felstead. What's happened there? He's gone wide again. Kenny Felstead's had the opportunity to gain on them here, and he keeps dumping it off the track. I reckon he would have been up with the pair of these if he hadn't kept going off the track.
He's pushing. He's forcing too hard. He's trying too hard to catch up.
Yeah. Kevin's really putting pressure on Martin.
Take a breath.
Yeah. Let's go to Hugh on the main screen. And we'll switch the other view to Kevin and Martin. To you, to me.
Oh, to Hugh. Sorry, to me.
Yeah, now Hugh will now know what it feels like being stuck behind a GT4, because this was him and me at Kyle Army. Oh, we got sideways there. Commentator's curse.
And guess who's looking behind again?
Yeah. Kevin's not giving up on Martin.
I think Terry would have enjoyed this race.
I think so.
I think he enjoys the comeback.
Yeah. Oof, who's on 2 wheels there? He's really pushing, isn't he? Really pushing. This is the problem now. Hugh's going to have to defend, and he's going to lose time to Jeremy.
Stewards, Nikos. What's that for? What the stewards for?
It's to do with the chat. Who said it first? Who said it first about the?
Okay.
Because I went to look at my screen when Peter said what he said, so I hadn't read what was in the chat, so that's my defence. And Terry's done it, although he did decide he wanted to go off-road in order to do it. He really went off-road to pass him there. I think we'll see Terry disappear now and hunt Jeremy down.
Yeah, he was making sure he got the call down this time rather than going sailing on.
Yeah.
He learned by his mistake, I think, on that one. He was like, I've seen Terry's last move.
Yeah.
I'll stay out of the way. And meanwhile, Jeremy gets a little gap.
He does indeed. 2 seconds, in fact. Hughes put 3/10 behind Terry. He's not giving up. Dimitri's getting close to Andy Skelton now. Not enough to pass, but he's gaining on him. And these two are still at it. Oh, a bit of a lag there again. I thought he was off track again then. Let's go to the front. Let's have a
0.2, 0.2.
Yeah. Is he going to get a run here?
Great exit out, pair of them.
Yeah, but that Audi seems to... Derek's gone defensive. First time I've seen Derek go defensive.
Yeah, but he's taken a lot of rubber early. He's taken all the marbles on his tyres. Not good for the braking area.
Roman's got a great drive, but Derek's got the line.
He's parked it.
Yeah.
That's so frustrating, isn't it, when you're that person behind?
Yeah, it is. You're like, what can I do? What can I do? And you know you've took a good line, but the other person just managed to make it.
And I bet Derek's got a little wry smile going on.
So I'm going to change the view now. So we've got Jeremy under pressure from Terry. Keep an eye on that Roman Mark, Derek Bird battle.
Equal machinery going at it.
Yeah. Racecraft all this is about, isn't it? Who's going to be able to do it? I mean, Terry seems to be getting the better drive, actually.
Terry's ruthless. Not toothless, ruthless.
I don't know, is he toothless as well?
He asked me how I was feeling. I said about 73 years old.
Bump. Yeah, that battle at the front's still going. Yeah, he's got a good drive here as Terry, hasn't he? Really good drive. Terry, very...
Yeah, the car's in the way for it. You can't do much about it.
No, you can't.
Only one line through there.
Yeah.
Come on, Bagpuss.
I thought Jeremy went deep then. He did, yeah. He went just a little bit. I bet Jeremy was panicking on that brake. But he was stepping on it for all his life.
Brand coach is changing the radio stations over.
Yeah.
Just check in. Did you get radio 4?
What, in Nürburgring?
Yeah, I don't know.
Radio Fear. Dual meaning. Hugh's still there though. Hugh's not giving up, is he? Really hooks the corner there, does Terry, doesn't he? It's not about using as little of the track as you need to.
Is Terry a snooker player? This is the thing.
Well, he's already took a pink, hasn't he? He's going for a yellow as well.
Yeah. Is he setting him up in advance? Is he thinking corners ahead?
Or is he going for the plant?
Yeah. Or will Jeremy snooker him?
Well.
Or is it the in-off?
Yeah, the in-off. We've still got all 19 drivers. With 16 minutes to go.
So you gotta love these little GT4s. I can't understand the negativity in GT4s. You gotta love them.
Let's have a rundown of the grid. So
Okay,
first place,
pop pickers.
Pop Pickers in one. We have Branko Bergerac. That's not Pop Pickers, is it? That's in one. That's Bobby's prize, isn't it?
Yeah.
At 2, we have Derek Bird, 14 seconds behind, closely followed. You can see it on screen there. You wouldn't see it, wouldn't believe it. We have Roman Mark in 3rd place. And then coming down 7 seconds behind them is Kenny Flanstead, who's trying to catch but just doesn't have it in the Porsche to do so. And then 7 seconds behind that, we have Mark Christopher, who's going for 5th place. I did have him down for 5th. So far, my top 5 are spot on. Well, the cars are spot on. We then got Don Harvey, who's giving Mark a hard time there. Laszlo was another one of the ones I had in my top 7. Is 5 seconds behind. And then we have Jeremy, who's 14 seconds behind them. And as you can see there, Terry Trowbridge is less than a second behind Jeremy. Terry's gone through the field quite well, actually. A few little contacts early on, but has made it work for himself in a little McLaren there. Then we've got Hugh Morris, who's a second and a half behind them, just starting to flag a little bit now. It's like it's running out of puff a little bit, that little Ginetta. And then 5 seconds behind Hugh, we've got Melvin Garland in the Ginetta. And then Martin Bailey, 3 seconds behind that in the unliveried Ginetta. I just don't think I've got the Baileys for that. I nearly went and got some Baileys just to celebrate it, you know, just as a result. Who loves Baileys? Me, please. And I got Kevin Torrance. Kevin Torrance had a cracking race in that Corvette. He's seemed to be getting good performance out of it, to be honest. And then there's just been a pass now. Benny Heim on Aaron Shannon. So Benny in the Porsche, who's unfortunately been involved in 2 incidents, of which he was not guilty in either of them. Cars going off track caused him a bit of grief, actually, as a result of that. And Aaron wants his place back, I think it's fair to say. Aaron's more or less right on his tail. Andy Skelton, 7 seconds behind in the Ginetta, fighting Dimitri, who's in the Baby Aston.
The Fatty Bonnet Brigade.
Oh, we've had a bit of a to-do here. What's gone on? We've seen Aaron and Benny.
Quite a gap ahead. Oh, I see late braking, Senior Mura.
I'm not too sure what went on there. Both fine there.
Some late braking, should we say?
Yeah.
It's like a comedy sketch.
That's Benny Hill, isn't it? Not Benny Hine.
Oh dear.
And they're still at it. They are still at it. Oh dear. So Andreas has now split them, and he's got a flappy bonnet.
Yeah, there's a couple of flatted bonnets there of us.
Benny's pitted now, so unfortunate for Benny that. I think Aaron's probably guilty as charged with that one. And then we've got Edward, who's still running at the back, but is now just jumped up a place. Back to run down Pop Pickers over the top 19.
Terry did put a little move on Jeremy, but into the final she came obviously. Couldn't get it done. No one wants to take a late move in there.
Yeah, I've got Terry and Jeremy on the little window, but I've still got the main battle of Roman and that on the main screen. Give us a break. Very good, Craig. I think that's one of them comments we can chalk off. We queued that up nicely.
He's on a roll now.
We've got him in our pocket.
Craig's probably got hands over face now. Oh God!
What did you
turn
start?
the stream off.
What have I started?
Craig's probably his waistcoat. His John Virgo waistcoat.
Yeah. For a while it was all going to put. Oh, here we go. He's fighting back. He's fighting back. Now Hugh's caught back up to Terry. I can't work out what's going on here.
Is Jeremy being smart, or is he bringing Hugh into play onto the back of Terry so he can worry about him for a bit?
You can do what you want with your white gloves, Craig. Keep him away from me.
I'm feeling a little bit snookered now. I don't know what else to say.
Balls to it. Anyway, let's get back to the racing. So yeah, not many battles going on. But
Branco was just making sure everything's working on his car still.
But Branco, I thought Branco pulled over before, chased all his tyres and carried on. He could do.
Derek needs the rash cream for tonight, I think.
I think Craig grins there with that last one though, Chris. I think I'll give it a rest.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, very good.
He played along then. Wow, Roman there then, that was a bit of a lunge. Look at the three of them now on the other screen. Let's go to that battle. That's looking quite tasty, that one. So we're on board with Mr. Trowbridge, who's now up with Jeremy. And what we'll do is we'll go to
into a difficult corner, a difficult exit.
Rear wing. We'll put the rear wing of Terry so we can see Hugh as well.
Now is Terry going to send it down the inside? Is he going to? No, he's not. He's backed out.
I tell you what, he's got a dirty windscreen, hasn't he? You'd have thought he'd have washed it. He needs to put his window squirties on. He's got dirt all over his windscreen.
Took it to the wrong car wash, obviously.
Well, yeah. Hugh slowly coming back into play here. This is going to be interesting. Hugh could end up capitalising here with 9 minutes to go. Tell you what though, third deuce to Jeremy. He's holding on, isn't he? Oh, Terry was looking like he's got a good run there.
You can see the brake slightly now. I'm not sure.
I think it's the net code, isn't it? The elastication of the net code. Jeremy's got more stick through there.
God, Terry's all over that curb.
Yeah. It can cause the front to turn in though, can't it, if you get it wrong?
You can end up facing the
barrier. Yeah. Derek's got a bit of a breather at the moment. Roman's only 1 second behind him as opposed to half a second. Thing is though, if Roman's been pushing as hard as he looks,
his front tyres could be shot. Yeah.
His tyres could be shot now. We're going to see Derek because Derek didn't look like he was pushing. He was just carrying on his normal racing line, I think. As you can see, Roman was going wide into corners, really pushing the car. So that might just start to bite him. I think he's just starting to go backwards a bit now, Roman. But they've left Kenny for dead. If Kenny's been going off track, his tyres are going to be shot as well.
Evening, Andreas.
Andreas. Oh, you give up the ghost in the end with your flappy bonnet. Get to see all the cars there. And where they are on track.
Good to see Mr. Crawford still going around though. He's showboating a little bit in the camera.
Yeah. Mr. Neutlings has joined us. It was a very clean start, Mark. We've already all 19 cars are still on the timing tower, although Andreas is now in the pits.
Nobody even took to the grass.
Yep. On the start.
He's doing iRacing tactics. I know.
Tell you what. Is that a back marker in front of Jeremy? Because if it's not, Jeremy's reeling that car in front.
Car 1, 2, 3. I think that's Benny Heim.
Yeah, that's a back marker. Yeah, I was going to say they're reeling him in.
He's been in the pits to come out again, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. Ooh, Jeremy got sideways then into that corner.
No, it's not Peter. It's nowhere near the speed limit here, mate.
No, Peter, it's not. It's never going to here. And you be fixed, right, Andrew? Jeremy very defensive there.
It's only a matter of time.
It's one mistake in 6 minutes, isn't it? That's all it is. Yeah, Romans. It looks like the Roman onslaught to stop now. It's still a second, so that tells me that the potential of Roman's tyres is.
I don't know. He's coming back in 0.5.
Oh right, I've got different timing thing. I can see that. Yeah.
He's not giving up, the Ghost.
Yeah, it's quite static though. Look that little window. Let's see what's going on then. Hugh's there, isn't he? Back again is Hugh. Now that back marker could start playing a bit of a problem in the next 2 laps, I think.
No one likes to be a back marker, do they, when you've got cars fighting for position coming up.
Exactly, yeah.
Especially when there's like all in a row.
You can see what's going to happen. They're going to get caught up by the back marker, and Hugh's going to go whizzing past the pair of them. Right towards the end of the race with only like 1 lap to go or something like that.
It could work in Hugh's favour or against, because they begin, okay, I can see the guy behind, but might not see there's 3 cars close.
Yeah.
I always seem to find the first guy always seems to get the, if it was a long way, gets the raw deal, because the guys don't expect him to be there.
Yeah. I'm seeing Roman now over a second behind.
Yeah, he is. This is the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
Storm mark.
Yeah. Don's putting pressure on Christopher, but not enough yet to claim it. He's gone deep there, Terry, but he's managed to keep it going. Really pushing Terry now. Really getting the car to go wide. Yeah, that gap's eased off now, so I'm going to put Don Harvey on the bottom screen with Mark Christopher. So Don's the car at the back chasing down Mark Christopher as they come into the right-hand uphill section. Both in Ginettas. Very matched.
It was Don racing last start? I can't remember now.
Don
seems to have an edge over Mark at the moment.
He does, yeah. Still think Jeremy's got the better of him here. He needs a mistake. Terry, but he'll get a good drive now, Jeremy, because he's straightened the angle up a bit earlier. Christopher's got his lights on. It'd be worse, he could have some windscreen wipers on.
Who does that sort of thing?
I've no idea. Oh, Craig's still at it. Derek has a bit of a cushion. You nearly took Terry there. Did you see that? He's really caught up.
Is Terry doing a gentlemanly thing saying he might as well have it? Just let him have it.
You reckon?
Let him have it. No.
Thing is, Roman's trying to bridge the gap.
Dear, oh dear.
And Derek's trying to make extension his lead. Yeah, it's getting worse now.
And this all started from one line. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. One line. Yeah. Yeah. Don is putting pressure on Christopher, but I think Christopher's holding that off. He is going a bit wide in a few places. That's why Don's been able to keep up with him.
Just go show how snooker loopy Craig is.
Does.
Three-man fight for 8th.
Yeah. Still at it. They're still at it. And Don's not giving up on Christopher. This is where Don seems to be quick. gap now with Derek is and Roman's big enough now.
Sorry.
Yep. Here we go. Final lap. Branco. Hugh has put pressure on Terry. Oh! Oh, the back marker did come into play, but he's decided to park it up as Benny. He's called it a day. Yeah, he's called it a day, Benny. I think he's realised his race is done. Terry's not giving up here.
With 1 minute to go, you might as well carry on.
Oh, he's got a good exit there. Can he carry it on all the way down? Is he going to be adventurous into the corner? Pull it to the right and brake? No, he's not. Oh, is he? Is he? Oh, he's thinking about it. Let's go on board with Branco. He deserves it. He's 13 seconds clear of Derek. So
He's been in a different league, isn't he? Different league tonight.
He has indeed, yeah.
Last lap was a 2:08.0, and
Yeah.
Derek's was a 2:07.2.
Yeah, so
Roman's 2:07 flat.
Yeah, he's eased off, hasn't he? Doesn't need to race though, does he, when you're that far ahead?
No.
Taking it easy, Branco, actually, you can see, can't you? He's just not pushing it at all. Don's not giving up on Christopher, but he's not going to pass him. I think Christopher's too wily for that.
Yeah, I think they've kind of settled down, haven't they, now?
Yeah, Benny's quit. He's the first driver to leave. Whoa, what's happened to Branco there? I thought he was going to park it up somewhere. Well done, Branco. Well deserved that.
Congratulations.
The leader has finished the race.
And then 13 seconds behind. Got Mr. Bird. Glam Rocker himself. And then there's Roman.
Roman's had some fun tonight.
Yeah, he has indeed. Enjoyed that. And then Kenny in the Porsche. I think the guys at the front were just too quick for him. He went off a few times trying to push. And then Mark Christopher has held off Don Harvey to come home in he'll be happy with that, with a 5th place. I will say Don will be absolutely happy with that as well, getting a 6th place.
Yeah, be amazed with that, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Laszlo, great result that for Laszlo. I don't think he's been racing the GT4s that much.
Terry's not given up yet.
Jeremy's coming to the end of it now. He'll be able to get the anti-sweat tissues out and feel better. But Terry's going for the drag. He's going for the drag race down the straight, and Jeremy's held him off, and there's the next 3 cars. And then Melvin wasn't far behind. He was wheeling them in ever so slightly, was Melvin. And then
Must
Martin
be the colour
Bailey.
wheels he was driving.
Yeah. And then there's Kevin. I think Kevin's enjoyed that one as well. And then Andy Skelton. He did start last, but had a couple of incidents, but has carried on. And is finishing his race. I'm sure he'll be happy with that as well.
So why did Mr. Bailey had a cup holder in there with a little glass or 2 in there?
Of Bailey's, yeah, I think he did as
Yeah,
well. Yeah, I think he needs a blood test when he's finished me. Was he drink driving? And Dimitri comes over with a bit of a battered Aston, and followed by the Aston of Aaron. That's it, guys. That's the race over. Can I thank Chris for assisting me?
Thank you for having me.
And either see you in the next stream or see you on track, everybody.